You're getting very good at that, buddy. Good morning, everybody. This is Brittany at Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida. Good morning, Max. Yeah. My goodness. Are you having so much fun on vacation? It's a lot of fun to be on vacation. Now I see people commenting and joining. Yes, please point that way. Yes, hi. Good morning, everyone. Just getting started here. Everybody's still waiting on breakfast. It's not even quite 8. We feed every day between 8 and 9 a.m. Yes. And today, I guess they had enough feeders, so I can go live instead of feeding. Yeah, you've gotten very vocal, yes. Very, very vocal. Again, this is Max Tiger. He's currently a week or so into his 1-month-long vacation. We have a vacation rotation here that's 2.5 acres. You can actually watch him live 24/7 from 2 different cameras. I'm gonna take a stroll now. If you go to bigcatcams.com, you can see Max. He's got a feeding camera over there too. We're in a section of the sanctuary that we call Outback. And currently in Outback is Max on vacation. And then Sapphire, our female white tiger. And there's Miss Amanda. Amanda Tiger. She's attacking her foot. You're being crazy, lady. Hi, Sapphire. Are you taunting Amanda? Yes. Hi, lady. We're getting growly. Uh-huh. I heard those growls. That's why we're staying on this side of the barricade today. Poor thing. She's quite cross-eyed. White tigers are man-made through inbreeding, so they tend to have a lot of health defects. She is no exception, but she sometimes attacks her tail and her back legs, not totally knowing if it's another cat. I know. All riled up. So Amanda's getting her morning med. That's Fred, our level 5 intern. So Amanda gets gabapentin to help with like arthritis and pain. And then he's also going to feed her breakfast. We're gonna keep our distance though, because she gets very riled up. She's a double lockout cat, so she has a door down at her lockout where Fred is, and then she also has a lockout door down where you'll kind of see her come to a stop. So he'll have to open both doors for Amanda. Yes, Sapphire is very frisky this morning. I have learned my lesson with her and Jasmine that in the morning before they eat, to stay on the public side of the barricade. You can see, here's our example. So there's this lower barricade, that's the public barricade, and then keepers like Fred and I can walk up inside of there, but with with Sapphire and Jasmine in the morning, I usually don't. It's Miss Mandy. Now she'll eat her food, but we're gonna clear out because if we all linger too long, she'll try to scarf her food down and she won't enjoy eating it. So we're gonna head away from her. So if you guys are just joining, we've already seen Max Tiger. We've got Sapphire who's gonna get breakfast next as well. Hi, lady. I know, you're all riled up today. So Sapphire, Amanda, and Max are gonna start enjoying breakfast here. Get back on my cart so we can move a little bit faster through the sanctuary. If you're new to us, we're on 67 acres here in Tampa, Florida. And I walk the sanctuary a lot, but if I want to show you guys a lot quickly, I have to do it on cart. So Sapphire gets Azadil, which is a kidney supplement. You know, a handful of months ago, she scared the heck out of all of us, and we noticed some interesting kidney levels with her, so we got her on that supplement that seems to help a lot of our cats. Sorry I missed who donated. Thank you very much for the donation. Should be another beautiful day here in Tampa, Florida. Looks like Cully is over here. You want to come say hi, Cully? Hi, babe. You will definitely want to rewatch from the beginning if you want to see Max. He was very, very vocal this morning. He's really found his voice. Hi. Thank you, Anne, for the donation. Hi, lady. This is Cully, Tiger. Oh. That noise she's making is a tiger chuff. We say it's a tiger hello. Afton just made a really nice video about that. You can find all of our produced videos at bigcattv.com. If you like watching and learning about big cats, there's a lot of really fun and a lot of really educational videos on our main YouTube channel. And if you like these lives, walkabouts and tours and 360s and all that fun stuff, and all of Carol's updates, you can find those at dailybigcat.com. Thanks to everybody helping out in the comments. If you are brand new and you've never watched one of our lives, feel free to let us know that in the comments. That way we can definitely make sure we're answering your questions and helping you understand what you're seeing. People that ask about our enclosures all the time, you can see she's got a tunnel system that allows her to go from a lot of different bubbles. So she's got 6 bubbles, I think, right now, 3 swimming pools. She's got a pretty view of the lake. We call that Tiger Lake. She's watching for the feeders to come. But our enclosures are built in a way that, since we never ever go in with the cats, we can shift them through different sections. There's different doors that we can close. And so they have, each bubble is about 12 to 1,800 square feet. See, she's going into another section further back there. And then we've got a bunch of them all connected. So she's got a nice little setup here. She's like, all right, see you later. All All right. Oh, Jasmine finally showed up. Hi, lady. We'll say hello to her, but just like Sapphire, I've learned my lesson on getting too close in the morning. Ooh. Hi, Saph. Lauren just put out a really beautiful up-close. He has 360 video. Same thing, you can find those on dailybigcat.com, among other places. I think there's a Tiger 360 Facebook page as well. I know. So we've seen lots of tigers so far today. We've already seen Max, Amanda, Sapphire, Kali, and now Jasmine. Yes, Joan, if you need to learn more about our enclosures, bigcatrescue.org/cages is where you can learn about that. But I use an iPhone 10 on a stabilizer to film, so not wide angle. I can really only show you what I'm pointing at.
All right, lady. Yes, we're gonna keep going.
Okay. I know. And we try to do these walkabouts. I do them throughout the week as daily as possible. Usually in the morning for breakfast time because that's when they're most active. Let's go down and see what Simba's doing. I like to try to show you a variety. It's hard with just under 60 cats on 67 acres, and I got scolded about how much data usage on my phone, and I was like, well, that's because I did several lives last month that were like well over an hour long. Lori, no, I don't think the time change really affects the cats, other than, you know, they still want food at exactly the time that they're used to getting food. Hi, Sam. This is Simba Tiger.
Hi. Are you stinky facing?
Yeah.
Hi, mister.
I know. Thank you, Julie, for the donation.
Don't spray me.
He's gonna spray me. He's the one that is notoriously spraying everybody. Barbara, I do have a sanctuary phone. I have a personal phone, and this is my work phone. It was just funny. I'm like, I've worked here for 2 years now, and I guess that was the first month I've had an issue with data. And then I'm like, well, it is the first month that I did like a lot of really long lives, so. Breakfast time. He says you didn't get here fast enough. So, Kitten Karma's feeding back route today. Are you feeding him first? I'll leave this gate open. All right. He still gets pretty possessive over his food, so we won't linger. But those are all the feeding buckets. Lots of big buckets in the back route. All the tigers.
He's very ready. Very ready.
Thank you, Heather, for the donation. Thank you to everybody who's sharing this. Anytime you guys share these live feeds, it really does help us a lot to reach new people. You know, I know sometimes our regular viewers can probably get pretty irritated hearing me repeat the same information over and over and over again, but it's just so important that people understand what they're seeing. So I thank you all for helping answer questions and sharing these. Here's Max and Marianne yesterday. So yesterday was very interesting. I got back to my desk after doing the live yesterday morning, and I get a text from Jamie, who's our Big Cat Rescue president, and she's like, do you have time to help catch Lovey? And I was like, oh boy.
Hi.
This is Tom Tom.
Hi, sweet girl. Tom Tom's a bobcat. Hi, sweetness. I know. I don't have the food. I know. You're so darn cute. She's a 21-year-old bobcat. She's waiting in her feeding lockout. I know. Breakfast is coming now. You already got your supplement treat. I know.
But anyway, so Lovey Bobcat has been eluding us every Monday for like the last 2 months. She was due for vaccines, and she's so super smart that for some reason on Mondays she just refuses to go in lockout. So we were unable to put her in lockout, do the squeeze cage, and then get her vaccine. So we finally got to the point where we were like, all right, we've got to get this done. So they call me out. I'm one of the newest rehabbers. So they wanted me to practice my netting skills. So I had to net poor Lovey yesterday.
Hi, lady. Are you gonna forgive me? You gonna forgive me? I'm so sorry.
So this is Lovey Bobcat. I might have to go back around. She's not gonna show me her face. And so netted her. She came out of the den, ran up onto the platform exactly where she is. I had to scoot her down to the lower level, and then we were able to give her her vaccines. But she didn't have to go into the hospital, and then she was immediately back out. So, and now she's all set for 2 more years. So So Lovey Bobcat finally got her vaccines yesterday, and it's probably gonna take a long time for her to forgive me. But it was short and sweet, and got it done, and now she's all good to go.
Sorry, love bug.
Thank you, Carrie, for the donation.
Just have to bring her treats.
Poor baby.
Love, it's okay. All done.
Oh. But that's part of it. And then it was ironic because by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Jamie received a wild bobcat call. And so her and Victor and myself and Karma jumped in the van and headed south.
Hi, Tiger Lily. Hi, pretty. Look at you up there. Can tell it's getting warmer. You are shedding like crazy.
This is Tiger Lily. She's our oldest bobcat. She's been eluding me with grooming in the last week or so.
I'm sorry.
Big yawn. Good girl. So anyway, we searched and searched for about 2 hours, basically till it got dark. We're all cut up, and I saw some of the biggest mosquitoes I've ever seen in my life. And unfortunately, we did not find it, but my understanding is Jamie's going to take some traps down and some cameras and keep looking for the bobcat.
There we go. Now we get cozies. Get cozies.
Yeah. So Tiger Lily's 24 years old. She struggles to groom, so it was 1 year on Valentine's Day. That was the first day I ever attempted to groom her. So I've been working with her for about a year. She lets me get her like shoulders and back and the top of her head, but she never lets me get around her cheeks or her mouth. So those tend to have to just come out naturally. But it's been nice because then we don't have to catch her and sedate her for the hospital, just to groom her, because the dreads don't get, down to the skin or anything. So
it's been helpful. You look very cozy up there. Very cozy.
Jessica, I agree. Tiger Lily and Kelowna are just the cutest. I love Kelowna's got little kissy lips. That's what I always tell her. Really, she's growling and spitting at you, but can't help but think it's adorable.
You be careful up there. Don't let your butt fall off the back.
Yep, she's 24. She'll be 25 in April.
Watch those back feet, silly.
She still eats like a champ. You see that bobcat in the background. That is either Kelowna or Dryden. I can't see. I think it's Kelowna, actually. I do not know who's making that calling noise. That is an unfamiliar sound. It kind of sounds like Aries, yet it doesn't.
Yep, now she's cozy.
Those old bones, it takes a while to get situated. If you times a cat's age by 6, that's what they would be if they were humans. So 24 times 6, she's a very, very old lady. Yeah, I don't know. That was a very interesting call. I mean, it could be Aries because you can start changing their voices now that his whole situation has changed. But I don't know. And it definitely didn't sound like Hutch, but... Kathy, we've looked into those giant brushes and things like that to put in the enclosures, but we're a little worried because a lot of them shed bristles, and the last thing you want is for the cats to eat any of those bristles, so...
All right, Lil. Your breakfast will be here in a minute.
Yeah, even though she's 24, it takes no effort at all for her to jump up onto that den.
All right, babe girl. Will you let me brush you later? Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, last couple of times she just hasn't been into it, so that's okay. We don't force them to do anything, play with toys or let us groom them or any of that. It's all on cat time. Looks like Lovey came down. She's walking back there. So I did want to show you. I don't know if they're utilizing it yet, but I kind of wanted to check because Sue and Lakota now officially have access to that whole new section that was spruced up for them. I don't see them over there though. They're probably still using their old sections to eat. This is Lakota.
Hi, mister. Where's Sue? Hi. You just had a birthday. You guys are 7 years old?
Yeah. I know. This is a Lakota bobcat.
Where's Sue? Oh, I see her.
She's actually in the background under that platform.
Just waiting on breakfast. All right.
So they're not over in their new section yet, but I've heard that they've been going over there.
Hi, little lady. Hi. Are you gruffing at me? I know.
Yeah, Heather, I missed the presentation last night. We didn't get back on property from that bobcat call until around 8:15 p.m. And so they were already well into it. I know it got recorded, so I plan to watch it. Oh, here's Ariel.
Ariel!
So I plan to watch it with probably at my desk today while I'm doing other things. There's Pharaoh laying in his lockout.
Ariel! Where are you going?
She's such a pretty bobcat. I wish she wasn't so scared. She's very timid. Sometimes she pops around the corner.
There she goes.
She also just celebrated her birthday. Oh, if it's the lecture from last night, I can watch that. You don't have to send it to me. It posted right on our page.
Here's Ariel. Grooming before breakfast.
So Sue, Lakota, and Ariel all celebrate together on March 1st. Isn't she so pretty? She's the prettiest body, like, pattern. Looks like a leopard. Our leopard bobcat.
Well, hi, fella. What are you doing?
Yes, right on our Facebook page, you should be able to find the live from last night. It started around 7:30.
Hi, sir. This is Pharaoh. I didn't bring the food. I'm sorry, bub.
Yeah, Pharaoh's a white serval. But you could probably also find it at dailybigcat.com. My guess is it, like my lives and everybody else's, it posts automatically over there.
Hi, sir. Oh, handsome. Nope, don't want that end. You do spray. You do spray. Hi. So handsome.
So just like Sapphire that I mentioned earlier, his white coat is created, it's a trait called leucism. And ultimately that's man-made. It's created through inbreeding. So it's not naturally occurring in the wild. He does have a couple spots that are like a serval, the brown and black, but he's got that white coat.
Gonna get your tree. Go get that tree.
He loves pawing at that tree.
Go get it.
Thank you all very much for your kind words about enjoying these walkabouts. If you guys didn't like watching them, I certainly wouldn't still be able to do them, so I really appreciate all the positive feedback that you guys give us. You can always write that in a review on our Facebook page. That is always a good idea.
Hi, mister.
He's over 20, and he's got some pretty bad arthritis happening too, but he's also on some pain meds. He still gets around. I call it his old man zoomies because he doesn't stop.
We're going. Are you zooming? It's a zooming. He's a zooming. Yeah. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Getting to exercises because he'll go sleep for 20 hours after he gets his food.
Yeah. So sweet. You're so sweet.
Yeah, as I mentioned, he's very, very old. He's also got a lot of health problems most likely from his genetics. So we're very, very blessed to have Pharaoh at over 20 years old. Doesn't he make the cutest little noises?
The cutest noises. Yeah.
Those little old man zoomies. Oh, I don't want that end. He's the first cat ever to mark me, so I do not trust that end. What's your wild neighbor doing? No, actually, I showed Manny yesterday. What are you doing, wild man? How'd your Coolaroo get all the way over here? This is Flint. How'd your Coolaroo get all the way over here? Oh, hey Mark, my husband's homesick. Everybody tell Mark to feel better. Been a rough week. Oh my. Look how many spice bags you have. Spice bags, perfume tubes. My goodness. My goodness. Hi. Thank you, boy. He's like, look, I can play with both of them at the same time. Play with both of them. Look at his little canine tooth. Oh my goodness. Are you purring? That little squeak you heard in the background, that's Pharaoh. Pharaoh! Are you purring? For heaven's sakes. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. He's like, that'd be very fun to strike your camera. What are you doing? You're everyone's love bug, huh? Put that tail in there. He has the longest bobcat tail. The longest. Are you faking? That looked pretty fake to me. I agree. If you're having a bad day, hang out with Flint for like less than 2 minutes and you're smiling. You're so cute. Yes. Yep, Ginger, he's gonna be a year old at the end of this month, and I reached out to Afton to ask if we could please make something special for him with the enrichment committee, so that sounds like that's in the works. So there will definitely be a live and a video while we celebrate this little stinker's very first birthday. Awfully special boy. Should we go see your other wild neighbor, only a couple years older and actually just as wild? This is Nabisco. Biscuit! Nabisco came in at 6 months old, so we've had the pleasure of watching him grow up here. He knows the drill. He wants food, so he's in his feeding lockout. No, Pam, we are a non-touch sanctuary. We're an accredited sanctuary, so we don't buy them, sell them, trade them, breed them, or touch them. We find that it's very disrespectful for people to be touching and interacting with animals that are wild. If they were in the wild, they'd never let you touch them, so why would you trap them in a cage just to be able to touch them and hold them? So we do not do that. They get to be their wild selves with no risk of them ever hurting us. Yep, he is super ready for breakfast.
One track mind, huh, bud?
He is much different than Flint, though, at that age, because when Nabisco was at Flint's current age, he would scale the side of the cage and try to attack your head, and he was constantly using his claws and climbing, and Flint does a little bit of that, and I always still keep my guard up to make sure he's not going to reach out and swipe my camera. But Nabisco's a couple years old now, and he will still reach out and grab your camera, or he'll still try to scale the side of the cage and swat you. So he's got some long nails. So he has started a thing where he climbs up on that little wooden structure. Carol, we use long retractable, they look like little hands, and it's a retractable scratcher, and they have little points on it. It's kind of like a hairbrush, and they're a couple feet long, because no, we do not touch them. If we were to ever get bitten or scratched by these cats, we could be forced to put them down, have them tested for rabies, and so the risk is not worth the reward. We just would never put them at danger like that. Even my house cat, she'll bite you if you've pet her for too long. So what do you think these guys would do?
Oh, Biscuit, you're so handsome.
Well, if you guys joined in late, we saw a lot of the tigers at the beginning, so you can rewatch it at dailybigcat.com. And now we've seen quite a few of our bobcats, and I told you guys all about the bobcat call yesterday, and Lovey and her adventure yesterday. So you can rewatch this.
So handsome. Should we show a serval?
Let's see. Try to give you a variety. I think once again I've already missed the opportunity to probably see Loki, but we did get a glimpse of Loki last week. I need to just come out like first thing in the morning and start with Loki. I'll do that later this week. Let's see. No Zukari. Let's see if Ginger's out. Of course, I don't know where they're about to feed. I don't like getting in the way of the feeders. A lot of them are training and learning, so it can make them nervous to have a camera with hundreds of people watching stuck in their face. So we tend to not follow the feeders like that. Plus it can distract the cats. We don't want to do that either.
Oh, here's Servy. Hi, Servy. Hey, lady. Pretty girl. Hi. Good morning, lady.
You guys might remember a couple weeks ago, Servy was the one that took almost an hour to get her into a transport cage to go on funcation. And then it took only a couple minutes to get her back. So she learned it wasn't for bad things. So this is Servy. She's an African serval. This is what Pharaoh would have looked like. The white serval. Thank you again to everybody who's helping all of our newcomers. If you are brand new and any of your questions don't get answered, I'll reach out to you in the comments when the feed is over.
Servy, you ignoring? Yeah, so pretty.
See how pink her little nose is? That's why she's a meds cat. She has some kind of outdoor allergy. We think it might be mosquitoes. Several of the cats do have that, and so they take some medicine for that.
Super handsome. See that super handsome boy in the background? Yeah, that's Zukari. Let's see what Zukari's doing. Zuzu! What are you doing back here?
It's probably already had breakfast.
Good morning. He's watching something. What do you see?
Yep, we've made our way around the whole sanctuary at this point. Lots of tigers, lots of bobcats. Now we're finally over here with some servals. I do not know if Gilligan was out. I haven't heard him calling, and I headed the other direction.
Oh, are we in a loaf right there?
Yeah. I love Zukari's little face. He always looks like he's smiling.
You're always smiling. Always smiling.
Ooh. Sometimes he gets really goofy in the morning. I've seen him jump up and swap, and pull down huge branches out of some of those trees. And of course, he never wants to do it when I have a camera. Look how pretty Servi is in her green grass. You like your makeover while you were gone, huh? It's a funcation and vacation when we rotate the cats to larger new spaces for enrichment. We go in and completely make over their enclosure, new grass seed, rake all the leaves, fix anything that is broken, like lockout doors. Mark knows that all too well. Mark works out here one day a week, strictly on cage maintenance. And it never ends.
Mister.
Jim, Zukari is a lockout cat, but not a double lockout cat. He only needs his lockout door down. Double lockout cats are really just Aries and Amanda. Everybody else, it's just the single lockout door. All right, lady, she's our professional loafer. Because she is a meds cat, she has to eat at a little bit different time than everybody else, so she's just patiently waiting on breakfast. Looks like Ginger's having some zoomies over there. She's on a mission. All right, last stop, we'll see if Gilligan's out, and then we're gonna call this a day. You'll want to rewatch because a lot of the cats most of you are asking about, we already showed. So we'll try for Gilligan, and then we'll just do it again tomorrow and show you different cats. Make sure you rewatch these because I typically don't show the same cats 2 days in a row. Unless something silly or interesting is happening. Let's see if we can find Gilligan. He might still be eating breakfast, or he might already be in a den. Sometimes he's laying in the middle of that pile of rocks and you would never ever see him. He blends right in. Nope, I'm not seeing a Gilligan. He is probably in his den. Nope, Zukari had already had breakfast. So this rock wall back here there's little den openings, and he can go in, and there's air conditioning in there. Well, guys, I think that was it. We could have ended with the servals. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. Thanks to everybody who answered questions and shared this, and the 5 people that donated. We really, really appreciate you guys. And you can tune in again tomorrow and then go rewatch this because it'll post right on our Facebook page and at dailybigcat.com. There is a Q&A with Brittany playlist, so you can watch all of the lives that I do, one after the next right there. I used to do that with carols, watch it like it's TV. So thank you guys. Have a great day.